All right, guys, what's going on out there? Rooster here in Tennessee. Fat boy. This is a standard 8-pill 2879 with SSB. There's the SSB switch right there. Really nice looking little amp here. Two fans on top of it. Keep the transistors nice and cool. We're going to test it at, let's see, 14.7. I guess we'll just leave it there. Disclaimer, we will be starving our power supply as usual there. We're only running off of a standard wall plug, so we will see some voltage drop and we will be starving it just a little bit there, so don't expect optimal numbers. But again, this is just more of a functionality test than anything to make sure we don't have any trouble with the amp before it goes out. Driver that we decided to use here is a little Silver Eagle 200. I do have this amp for sale for somebody wanting a little budget amp. It does around 200 watts PEP, somewhere between 180 and 200 PEP on high, and that's what we're going to hit it with. Now, that being said, all things considered, this amp will take between 250 and 300 watts PEP. A standard 4-pill, you know, I tell people to run 140 to 150 peak, so it's only natural that twice as many transistors, being an 8-pill, 275 to 300 will be fine for this thing, and that'll give you the optimal output on this. I got a local that's got one, and he said when he put 300 watts into it, he saw around 2,000 to 2,100. I've never seen that much here on the bench. I think testing with 250, I saw 1,700 out of one of these, 1,750. But again, I am starving it for juice, which I will show you guys here in a second. Plan on putting a super cap in line, kind of like those two sitting on top right there. Just probably put one large super cap in line. Save me from having to run electricity and all that back here to the test room. That way we can get by testing some larger amps without putting our supply in a strain. But that being said, first thing I'll do, put on the SSB switch. Hello. You guys can probably hear it clicking in the background, just showing the delay working. And then that's on AM, just clicking it fast. So you guys know there's a difference between AM and sideband. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you guys that we are going to have voltage drop here. It's not because the power supply isn't big enough. It's actually because the supply, powering the supply, isn't adequate. So what I mean by that is the wall juice coming to the supply isn't enough to give it the full 150 amps. But just to show you guys, so it drops to 14.4, which isn't drastic, but had we have enough wall power coming to it, it wouldn't be dropping at all. We are on the 400 amp scale here, and we'll just give the amp a good audio to show you what it's pulling. Now this is the driver and the 8-pill. 122 amps, and we're not running at full power. So that being said, if you decided to run this thing full output, let's say you want to put 300 watts into it, 275 watts, I would highly recommend, if you want to do that, to get either a 200 amp supply to run your driver and your 8-pill, or put your driver on a separate power supply. The 150 amps will pull the 8-pill no problem. The difference is, the issue you run into is, if you have a radio that draws a lot of current and you have a driver that draws a lot of current, you may end up kind of starving yourself a little bit. Because full output, if you run a 300 watt driver, driving it into this 8-pill, you will pull every bit of 150 amps. Just something to consider there. So let's get into the output phase of the video, show you what this thing is going to do. Excuse me, again, consider we're running about 180 to 200 watts PEP into it. Let's go over here and give us a key up. This is a 2500 watt slug. Yeah, 2500 watt slug, top scale. That's about 250, 240 on the key down. Average power, Hello. 750 watts average. That's kind of what we expect out of it. Again, add more drive, you'll probably see that 800 watts average. And we'll go ahead and key it up on peak here. Peak kit's turned on. Still looking at the top scale. Hello, audio, 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 audio. 1500, maybe just a smidge past. Audio, radio, 1, 2, 3. Audio, radio, 1, 2, 3. Audio. So 750 average, 1500 PEP. Again, bump that drive up from the driver to 250, 275. You know you're going to gain at least a few hundred watts out of it. So you put another 100 watts in, you're probably going to gain another 300 to 400 watts out, and that'll put you around that 1850 to 1900 watt range. Again, that's not a guarantee. Everybody's watt meter is different. You never know. But that's if everything is right. You know, you got good voltage, good supply, good SWR. That's probably the number you'll be looking at, somewhere between 1800 and a 1950 PEP. So that's it, guys. 8-pill. Just a reminder, everybody, SWR needs to be below 1.3. On these standards, I recommend 14.5 volts, between 14.5 and 15, not to exceed 15, in my opinion. I highly recommend staying around 14.5 for the best durability. Just always remember, folks, the bigger the amp you go, the more room there is to have an error. You know, you can make a mistake a lot easier with a large amp. You know, just for example, an 8-pill versus a 2-pill. If you're going to have issues, more than likely you're going to have it with the 8-pill over the 2-pill. But if you have everything right, you got your setup right, take your time, shouldn't have any problems there. Terry, I'll leave this thing running for a little bit, man, and unhook it there. And I think you'll have a nice amp. Sorry for the delay. I think we made it within the threshold, the order threshold, so that's always good. I will try to get this thing out today or Monday. First thing Monday or today. My local UPS store has been having crazy hours. They don't have enough help in there, so it's kind of hard for me to say when I'll get it shipped out. But it will be packed up today. Again, one last time. PEP, Fatboy 8-pill, Fatboy 8-pill, getting down in the world of sound. Test, 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 audio, radio, 1, 2, 3, audio. And that's just kind of on cruise mode there. 1500 PEP, like nobody's business. Questions, comments, complaints, let me know. Shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Everybody take care out there. Have a good day. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.